As we were going through a sales process, specifically after we've done a demo or a presentation with a client, there is typically several back and forths that involve a lot of questions from your prospective customer. They want to know specifically technical items of your software or your service. They want to understand more how-to functions. They have different processes and they're trying to understand, now that they've seen a high-level demo of what you can offer, they want to see how these new ideas can be formulated in your system. And those back and forths can cause a lot of friction and can be a huge drop-off point during the sales conversation. So what a lot of organizations do when they're trying to answer very technical or how-to oriented tasks, instead of having to send like a long-winded video where they're trying to explain all of this stuff, where they send the prospective customer like a long webinar that the person has to sit through and try to sift out their questions, or they send them a very long email that just gives them a huge kind of narrative about this entire answer to their question, which they don't have time for. They use an iorad to actually capture this how-to task, make it very interactive and impactful for the user, because it almost keys up like a simulation of what they can expect. So let's, for example, pretend that we're a salesperson and we are selling Gmail. That's our product, just for a hypothetical situation. I go through a demonstration with our customer. Yesterday, I send them over a follow-up email recapping our conversation. The next day, they have some questions on how different things work. Maybe they want to know about how to edit their signature inside Gmail. It's not something we particularly covered in a demo. They know it's possible, but they just want to understand what it looks like. So instead of the user having to make a video that might be obsolete or painful for them to create, they can come in here and create an iorad. It could be a one-off. It could also be something that is evergreen, that they could make one time, like a frequently asked question, and they could just go ahead and share that tutorial directly in the email that they send back as an answer to the prospect's question. If it's something that's more unique or catered towards that prospect, they can create their own unique iorad tutorial as well. So let's just say that's the case, and they have to make them something very specific and targeted to them. They could just hop on, capture the tutorial themselves, and make that user a very hyper-specific guide for an answer to their question. So I won't go through all the steps, but let's just say I'm that account executive in this case, and I go in here and I do all the steps on my screen myself, capture that tutorial, and I could even go in and maybe brand that specific for my users so they can get an idea what it's like. The account executive can even edit all of this. So we've seen people who've done their own voiceover, so that it gives it that personal touch. They add in some graphics and some specific colors and themes to really resonate with their user, and then they send that off as an answer to the question, right? So it's not just a blanketed, here's a blog post that might give you some idea. They actually went out of their way to create a customized tutorial walking that user through the situation.